Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Vesperia. I'm MysteriousJG, and it turns out we've got a couple of these left to read. Yeah. Last one we read was... Excuse me. Didn't realize how long it's been. Last one we read was Going It Alone. This is when Yuri broke off from his party on his one-man, one-dog quest to murder Estelle. And that kind of went in a different direction. So I guess we got to catch up from here. The Lost Capital. Yuri was reunited with the other members of Brave Vesperia when they managed to catch up with him this afternoon. The experience strengthened the bonds of friendship in the guild and is expected to have a lasting effect on their future endeavors. With entry to lower quarter barred by wildly overgrown vines, Brave Vesperia is planning to gain access to the capital via the Citizens' Court. Storm-racked city.
Brave Vesperia successfully entered the capital this afternoon. Faced with the highly concentrated air plague in the city, the guild will be making for Zafia's castle, where they hope to find the Princess and Alexei. Yuri appears preoccupied with thoughts of his hometown, sealed off as it is by a barricade of plant life. His companions believe his concern to stem from stories they have heard of the lower quarter residents who failed to escape the capital.
Familiar faces.
Following their successful infiltration of Zafia's castle, Brave Vesperia discovered the lower quarters residents holed up in the castle dining hall. The relocation was accomplished by Lieutenant LeBlanc and two of his knights. Although glad to be reunited with his community, Yuri returned at once to the matter of Estelise's rescue. Meanwhile, Lexi appears to be using Estelise's power from within the capital's barrier, Blastia, the Sword Steps.
Stares at.
In a move that was sparing the flames of rebellion, Alexei raised the ancient ruins of Zaudi from the sea to the west of the capital and fled into the temple's halls. After their battle with Alexei, Brave Vesperia heeded the advice of Captain Slayton and is gathering their strength in Zafia's castle. Princess Vesperia was freed from her captors unharmed, but the guild must press on to stop Alexei, who now threatens to plunge the world forever into darkness.
Crushed ambitions. Brave Vesperia departed from Zafia's castle this morning in pursuit of the traitor Alexei.
Captain Flynn also appears to have set forth from the capital, though slightly later than the guild.
Their minds set to the task before them. Both groups have hastened after Alexei to the fortress shrine of Zaudi, which surfaced off of Tolbikia's southern shores. Into the fortress shrine. Brave Vesperia infiltrated the fortress shrine of Zaudi this morning. The group made their entry via a ventilation shaft in the massive structure after Pharaoh staged a sudden attack, drawing attention to Alexei's royal guard. It is thought that the insides of the fortress are littered with traps to stop intruders, and we expect reports of even greater heroism as Brave Vesperia arises to the challenge. Overcoming obstacles.
Jaeger, the boss of the guild's Leviathan Claw, perished today in the steps of Zodi's shrine. Alexei had sent Jaeger to dispatch a group of intruders that had managed to break through the shrine's defenses. The boss fell at the hands of Brave Vesperia. His faithful assistants Gauche and Droid did not take part in the battle, choosing instead to watch it play out from a distance. With their goal of defeating Alexei remaining, Brave Vesperia have continued their journey through the halls of the shrine.
Falling down. The beam of light was seen shooting from the fortress shrine of Zaudi yesterday, and preceded the appearance of a colossal monster in the sky. Alexei, who is thought to have triggered the light, was defeated by Yuri, but the young man appears to have fallen from the shrine itself after delivering the mortal blow. The knights staged a search at the surrounding waters, but called off their efforts at nightfall, having found no sign of Yuri's remains. And though assumed dead, Brave Vesperia has not given up hope for their friend's survival. The man in black returns. I'm Johnny Cash. It was confirmed last night that the lower quarter youth, Yuri, though earlier pronounced dead, is still among the living. Princess Estelise, currently staying in the lower quarter herself, was overcome with relief and rushed to inform her companions of the good news. After meeting with Judith, Yuri is said to have made for Ospio to learn the results of the mage's research concerning the shrine of Zaudi. Home Sweet Dawngrest. From a research on the Artifagos, which appeared during the recent incident at Zaudi, Rita has determined that, left unchecked, the current imbalance of air will usher in a catastrophe of previously unknown proportions. The mage has rejoined brave Vesperia in hopes of stopping the Arafagos, but is engrossed in the problem of inhibiting the world's production of air. The guild appears to have made Dawngrest its next destination. Humanity's legacy.
The theft of the Cyano-Ciel crystal from the private chambers.
I already did this once.
The theft of the Cyano-Ciel crystal from the private chambers of Don Whitehorse was reported this evening. A late Union leader was entrusted with the item on the occasion of the demise of Bellius. Though the brave Vesperia guild is under suspicion, Harry, the grandson and successor, is said to have no intention of pressing charges in the matter. Last seen heading for the Zofir Rift, brave Vesperia is rumoured to be using the stolen object in an experiment designed to forestall the coming apocalypse.
The birthplace of the spirits. I think for a second here. Brave Vesperia was seen entering the Zofir Rift this afternoon, and witnesses say that they were carrying the Cyano-Ciel crystal, recently stolen from Dawngrest, in their possession. The guild apparently intends to use the crystal to convert the air produced by the world's air, Krene, into physical matter. The ploy could mean an end to the overabundance of air currently threatening the world, but will it succeed? The Arafagos awakens.
Lat was witnessed radiating from the fortress shrine of Zaude again this evening. His effect has caused the world's barriers to vanish, and the Arafagos appears to have redoubled its assault on the planet as well. Though successful with their experiments in the Zofia Rift, brave Vesperia learned that a portion of the Arafagos has launched an attack on Nordafalic. Calling a halt to their research, the guild is speeding towards the Colosseum City in hopes of defending it from the onslaught.
Crisis strikes Nordopolica. After arriving in the Colosseum City, brave Vesperia succeeded in obliterating the piece of the Arafagos that had threatened to destroy the town, It appears that the creature had been consuming the air responsible for maintaining the city's barrier. Brave Vesperia entered Nordopolica following the struggle and received the gratitude of Nats, the city's provincial Duce. Having confirmed the findings of their experiments by chance, the guild is gathering information that will allow their newfound power to create a new ally and the elemental spirits. Bodies in crystal. Sorry, it takes a second to think of something to do. The experiments conducted by brave Vesperia have succeeded in producing a spirit light. The guild has also announced that properly used, these entities could cause the Arafagos to manifest itself in physical form. But in order to accomplish this, the guild must find materials similar in nature to the Cyano-Ciel crystal. These substances may only be obtained from the souls of 3 of the so-called Antics, located on the Crystal Isle northeast of Tolbikia, in the mountains of the sands of Kagoa, and on the continent of Wekia, respectively. With this goal in mind, brave Vesperia has set out in search of the ancient creatures. An island of amethyst.
Brave Vesperia has landed on the Crystal Isle, found in the waters off Tolbikia's northeast coast. Described as a waking dream by Esteliz, the surreal scenery of the island appears to have profoundly affected upon thought. Her guild has come in search of one of the 3 Antilacae they must meet. If they succeed in pleading their case, they will gain the essence of a new spirit.
Birth of the Earth Spirit.
Deep within the crystal forest of Verillium and whatever today, brave Vesperia came to the aid of the hunting blades, who were under attack by the enraged Antilacae Gusios.
Why, you hurt Gusios?
Determining that the ancient beast would fall under the power of the Arafagos if left unattended. That's not what they determined. They determined it would become an Arafagos. The guild was unable to avoid taking arms against it. The Alpatea, received from the fallen Gusios, became a spirit on the spot, and was renamed Gnome by Esteliz for his unyielding perseverance.
Primordial Scars.
Brave Vesperia arrived at the railways today. Damn, my
throat. Be careful with those voices.
Vesperia arrives at Roes today on the continent of Wekia. The surface of the continent, as yet untouched by the hand of humanity, lies high atop an impregnable cliff. What? The jagged rows of stone gullies and canyons. Damn, extending to the horizon here, struck the guild as one of the most mysterious sights they've seen. They have come in search of these antics who make these lands its home, and if all goes well, they will gain another spirit.
Fire resolved. The Antilochea Pharaoh gave counsel to brave Vesperia this morning in the mountains of the sands of Kagol. Injured in the attack on Zaude, Pharaoh entrusted the guild with his hopes. Consenting to join their cause became an apathy. Brave Vesperia converted the crystal to its spirit form, giving it the name of Freet. Estelise bestowed the title and explained it to mean the blazing one. The spirits assembled. Brave Vesperia had succeeded in gathering together the 4 elemental spirits. With that goal accomplished, Rita unveiled her plan to combat the Arafagos by converting the world's blastia cores into spirits. Estelise was quick to note that an operation of this magnitude would require the cooperation of the world's people, and the guild is resolved to wait until the time is right to act. The guild was last seen heading to north to lay preparations for the road ahead. Return of the Ancient Tower. The tower reared up out of the ground near Aspio just after noon today. Judging from the scale of the massive monolith, Aspio was thought to have been destroyed in the process. Brave Vesperia claims this is the ancient tower of Tarkaron, and believes its appearance to be the work of Duke. It would seem that the mysterious man wishes to do away with the Arapagos, though by what means no one can yet say. A friend indeed is a pest. Beginning last night, extended on until dawn, the refugees in the capital were ambushed by monsters as they attempted to cross the eastern plains of Hyponia. Flynn and his brigade responded and are doing all they can to repel the attack. Lieutenant Sodia and the Mage Witcher hurried to Nord to inform Brave Vesperia of the situation. Hearing the news, Yuri appears to have set out at once to aid his friend. Hearts united. The last of the monsters that ambushed the Imperial refugees were defeated this afternoon by Brave Vesperia. Flynn took the occasion to announce his plans for an assembly of the world's leaders to decide the best course of action against the Arafagos. Wishing for participation from all quarters, Brave Vesperia was given the role of emissary to the guilds, and they grouped apart immediately for Dongrest and Lord of Park. Vanquishing the world leader. After negotiations with Brave Vesperia, Arian Kaufman of the Union and Nuts of the Palastrale Guild are confirming to be attending the coming Arapagos Summit being held at the encampment in eastern Hyponia. Rita will also be presenting the details of her worldwide plan for the spirit conversion at the assembly. A town alight with hope. The town that has sprung up around the grounds of the Arafagos assembly under Flynn's guidance is still without a name. Some of the people now settled there have taken to calling the community Flynn Town, in honor of the fact that Flynn always gets credit for anything, whether he had anything to do with it or not. The fledgling town has no exports or attractions to speak of yet, but will eventually have the final warehouse puzzle. But the beds at the inn there are rumored to be among the softest found anywhere. Certainly the softest found on the continent, which has no other beds. Brave Vesperia is hoping to gather their strength there before departing for the confrontation now looming before them. Also, for 300 videos worth of side quests. To the Ancient Spire. It was decided at yesterday's assembly that the world's blastia cores will be used to eradicate the Arafagos. According to the plan, the cores will be converted into spirit form and injected into Vesperia 1. The colossal entity will then be hit with the combined power of all the spirits. Wanting to get as close to their target as possible, Brave Vesperia has set out for the soaring tower of Tarkaron. And the man who raised Babel.
Yeah, Brave Vesperia arrived at the base of Tarkaron Tower today at noon.
The guild has its sights set on the summit, ready to use Vesperia 1 to wipe out the Arafagos. But what of the man known as Duke and his purposes in resurrecting see how we will respond in the presence of the guild, upon whose shoulders the hopes of humanity rest. Yeah.
There you go. It's a little bit half-assed on the savage voice there at the end, but my throat, man, I gotta cool it with this. Bobo, I want to say, I mean, bemoaning might be too strong a word. He kind of made a comment. We ended up taking our sister, the mother of our niece, out to see a Pixar movie, and Bean was there too. And there was some upset that the voice acting was done by and large by relatively well-known performers from other things, rather than like, you know, voice actors, like people who are just professional voice actors exclusively, who could have used the paycheck and the exposure. Bobo seemed a little upset by that, but I gotta tell you, man, I had this sense of like, man, I could be a voice actor. It's like, no, not if you need to stop and drink after every voice because your throat immediately gets raw. That's probably part of what they are not able to do. Anyway, let's get back to the adventure. Now that we no longer have to worry about the King of Adventure ever again. And I'll let you have that little treasure there no, I want to go to Charter Run. Oh, I was going to say Ospio rose up and became that tower. I was going to say, how come that ruin's still there? I thought that became... No, Ospio became the tower. So we're going to come over here and... No, I'm actually farther north than I realized I was. But we'll leave that little, like, enchanted tree stump with ears, Rosperel. We'll leave that tree stump treasure there for them to play with later. King of Adventure can have that. I'm not going to bother to land and collect random item drops from enemies at that point. But I want to go to Pharaoh's Crag, which is marked as like a dungeon. There's no point in the game where we actually had combat here. But oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not meant to be here at all. I'm meant to be at Yormgard. I remember that we went to like ancient, like the weird flashback of Yormgard, and plot stuff happened. Well, not plot stuff, side quest stuff, I should say. Is Yormgard gone now? No, Yormgard is still here, but it's now a ruin. I think it's the ruin, like the actual physical Yormgard ruin is I believe what we're meant to be looking at now. What do you have to say? When will I be able to go home? They swore Oblivion was coming to take over for us. Oh, you poor baby. So there's a treasure chest in here we're meant to look at.
Isn't this the same box that we found in Asterum and delivered to that girl?
It looks like it's unlocked.
Hey, is that a journal?
I think that today is the day I'm going to stop waiting for you to come back.
Aww.
He stopped loving her today.
I don't remember the words. If you feel like as I'm sure you are, if you feel like listening to a really heart-wrenching country song, like the old cliche, what happens if you play a country song backwards? Your woman comes back, your truck is repaired, and your dog comes back to life, you know? But if you feel like listening to like a legitimately heart-wrenching country song, I think the actual name is He Stopped Loving Her Today. Oh, man. If you're paying attention to the words, that is a depressing song.
I think that today is the day I'm going to stop waiting for you to come back. It's been 3 years.
Been 3 years since you looked at me.
3 years since those travelers came to town with the box, but they came with no word of what happened to you. Those bastards! The box that I gave you as a gift, which you guarded with your life, there's no way you would have ever given it up so long as you were strong and well. Because it had my panties in it. I'm sure you would want me to move on and look for happiness yet again.
No, I wouldn't. I'm
like the day after she marries somebody else, he comes back. And then on top of it all, his faithful dog who's been waiting for his return dies of excitement when it sees him coming with his ships returning from the Trojan War.
That's why it's time that I said farewell. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Her name was Yufan, wasn't it? What a strong girl.
Yeah, she could bench 300 pounds.
Well, I guess you can't really move on in your life if you spend all your time waiting for someone who's passed on.
Yeah, good point. Is this going to come back around to Raven?
You all don't think that there's something a little unusual about this?
Well, there's a lot unusual about it, Rita. What would you like to hone in on? The fact that... Oh, well, okay. Now that I'm done, like, slamming Rita, I think I get what she's saying. How in the world did we go to a hallucination of Jormungand, give her this thing, and it somehow had an impact in the real world?
About what?
The version of Jormungand that we went to was an illusion that Pharaoh created.
Yeah, that was what you told us, but it didn't make sense.
And yet the box we delivered in the illusion is right here.
And the traveler she wrote about in the journal, that would be us, wouldn't it?
No, some other assholes came and didn't tell her what happened to her boyfriend, I guess.
So the Atherum was in our modern time, and the box was too.
No, you guys are time traveling, you don't even know it.
Oh, you're right, but how could this be possible?
It looks like the world's still chock full of mysteries. Oh, come on. Seriously, game? You're gonna, like, raise this shit and not answer any of it? They're not gonna answer any of it. Oh, it's like the game is calling attention to its own logical flaws. Kids figuring out the plot holes. Meanwhile, if I could take a moment to creep you out, yeah, I think this outfit is, for me, the one that makes Judith the closest to being like an actual attractive female as opposed to bizarre fantasy chick that's not close enough to a real person to really be attractive. So there you go. I'm glad I could throw that in there to make you feel slightly creepy. Now entering the Twilight Zone, such a classic. That's what Draki the Dork said to say. I don't know that that did anything, or if it was just a little scene. Okay, so now we have to go to the Air Crane for the Sorcerer's Ring. And she tells us where they are to make it easy. I've already visited some, but I don't remember which ones I visited, so I guess we just have to hit them all to be sure. One of them's near Zaphias. I believe that one I have visited already. But, to be sure, let's just take a quick trip through. Weird thing about this to me, though, is the actual ultimate threat to the world. Like, the enduring Shrine of Zaude in the center of the world seemed like a cool place to put the ultimate threat to the world, but the actual ultimate threat to the world, not geographically centered on the map in any kind of neat way. I guess no spirit's gonna jump out of this one. Maybe you could use the Sorcerer's Ring to destroy it. Yeah, I guess we didn't do this one yet. Yeah, crumbled like a cookie. Maybe I did this off camera, and that's why. Despite all your faults, old man, you've got good intuition. What do you mean, despite my faults?
Let's go in and see what's there.
Either way, you have little patience. Whom? Yeah, you tell him, man. You know, now that my mind's on it, Estelle could use some outfits that look like something a normal person would wear. So could Rita. So could any of the male characters too, of course. But Fairy Tale Weaver, Dream Weaver, I believe she can get me through the night. Gary's outfit is kind of something a person might wear. Well, not really. The big open shirt at the front's a bit goofy. Rita would be, well, no, it's goofy fantasy too. I was thinking if the legs matched, but no, she's still goofball fantasy outfit. I'm tired of the warehouse master costume, but it does look kind of like something a person might wear. I don't get this weird Hitler Youth look he's got going here. He's the troubled one, sure, why not? And let's take the Shining Star outfit too. Yeah, let's just go with this default. So mystical stuff. Mystical stuff. I don't know what we're meant to be doing in here. Just kind of wandering around, I guess. Don't have long before we need to call it a video, actually. But I'm kind of reticent to do too much exploring of the other air crane. off screen in case something pops up unexpectedly that's like an important scene. Like this.
So this is an Air 22.
I guess there are more around the world than we thought.
You think there are still more in other places?
I think there might be. There are surely a lot of places on the planet that humans haven't laid eyes on. How's it look, Yuri?
All I have to do is get close, right? And I'll die horribly.
Ah, there we go.
Let me see.
Ooh, trails, dude. Psychedelic.
The geometry's already changed. What did you do?
And that means time for a test shot. Wow. Super badass.
Wow, it powered up a lot.
It got faster and moves farther now. Still impossible to aim, though. Judging from the size of the Sorcerer's ring, I think it's reached its limit.
I think this is enough to do what we need to do. Yeah, it's like the pallbearer talking... Never mind. There was a ring mentioned in the Diablo 2 LP. Forget about it. Diablo 2 still my least watched LP, depending on how you count it. Or my most watched, depending on how you count it. Because everybody watched it on Grimmeth's channel, so my channel had no views.
I have to say, I'm surprised at all the different effects air can have.
Well, you see...
But I feel like all of those effects are simply different ways of air interacting with itself. Yeah, air likes playing with itself. Mm-hmm.
Well, here's how affinity creates...
Oh, see, the joke here is that they won't let her talk, haha.
And then the application of those effects on certain objects allowed the technology of Celestial magic to be developed.
Whatever.
Well, converted mana is... So air is divided into different attributes into form of magic, and when it's used, it releases energy and then turns into air again.
Everything they're saying is complete nonsense, fluff, background noise, but whatever.
So that's how air self-sustain our day-to-day lives, eh?
Yeah, sure. If any of that made sense to you, sure.
I give up.
No, your explanations are just too hard to understand, so we made up some simplistic ones that don't make sense either.
But the civilization we have, based on our blaster, is about to come to an end. Well, we'll still have elemental spirits. We'll still have our ghost slaves.
Yeah, we've really got some time until we gotta give it all up to... We still got some time before we gotta give it up to... Until then, use it or lose it. It's like fossil fuels.
Yeah, you're right. Still, you want to say anything, or... Well, at least we can be thankful that the Sorcerer's Ring is even more useful now.
Maybe it's possible to do this before you rescue Estelle. Obtain Sorcerer's Ring level 5. No, I don't think so, because... Oh, never mind.
I'm pretty certain the ring's not going to change form any more than it already has.
Yeah, you told us that.
It sure has gotten a lot of new capabilities since we first got it.
Yeah,
but it's kind of
sure.
sad to think that this is all we'll get from it.
It's
You were
just...
hoping it would get even more, huh?
It's a fucking Metal Gear key card, damn it. Every so often, you can open stuff that you couldn't open before.
What else do you want it to do, Captain Carroll?
Let's see.
I wanted to talk to the voice of Paul Bearer, making fun of your penis.
That would be great. I'd like to talk to Rapide.
Nah, I think
Find
I'd
out
prefer
just how
some
much
more
she hates you.
practical capabilities myself.
Don't you think it's already pretty practical as it is?
Nah. Now, if it could tell me what you're thinking, Judith, then maybe.
She's thinking,
or if it
shut
could
the
make
fuck
pretty
up.
girls fall in love with old Raven. Or if it could see through your Ow!
You just want it for your perverted fantasies. It's a sorcerer's ring, not a sleazebag ring. Oh, I've had enough of this. I should kill you.
Oh, hell. Hey, old man, what do you wish the ring could do now?
Oh,
Bring you back from the dead.
go back in time. Shut me up.
Sure was zany, wasn't it, folks? Alright, not sure if there's a point in visiting the other ones. No, Draki's actually telling us to go to all three. So let's do that, just to be sure. One of them is near the, I guess we gotta hit all three for something later. I don't know if they'll all have scenes. One of them's near Capoatorum, and one of them's near, the hot springs. The hot springs! That son of a bitch mole offers to dig, and says you have a 3 in 5 chance of success, and it's a frickin' lie, and you'll always miss your roll, and you never get a hot spring in your town, and Dokapon Kingdom cheats like a mother. So yeah, there was a little island here with a, interesting, but stupid. I think it was, old dragon that, used that, that laughing reference, in a previous video, and I was like, so self-centered, I thought he was referring to my LPs. But no, in fact, he actually is familiar with the source material. Capua Torrens. See, I don't remember which of the two Torrens it is, but they're not that far apart, so you'd think if it's close to one, it's close to the other. Somewhere around here, then, there must be a, little collection of those rocks. I thought there was one up near Dawngrest, actually. Yeah, there is. Maybe this is what she meant by close to Capua Torrens. I would have gone with Dawngrest as a reference point, but whatever. Well, we found it. Okay, so this will be another video that goes a few minutes long, but let's just go ahead and deal with visiting all these. No scene this time, we just go in. And, well, you know what, I'll make you watch. I was gonna say I'll come back and I'll cut it, and if anything interesting happens, like, no, my little, like, 30-minute schedule is gonna be thrown off by the fact that it's on the half hour right now and I'm not ready to start a new video, so I might as well make you suffer. I don't think a whole lot's gonna happen in the rest of this video, folks. That's what I'm saying. But you can chill out. Keep me company. How you guys doing? I'm reminded of, remember Java used to work the assistant manager who would be there with me to close the store at night would kind of sit in the back and I could tell you a story. She was just, I guess she had good intentions, but man, she was a pain in the butt to work for. But she would listen to this like radio DJ who would play love songs and like these really like disingenuous like, how you feeling tonight? Maybe tonight you're a little lonely, or maybe there is somebody, but you can't be with them tonight. Like these long, like, hypothesizing about what's going on with you and your love life, that you listening to me playing love songs. Maybe there's a man out there who makes you feel special, but right now, things are a little rough between you. Like, it's just like, you don't know what the hell I'm thinking. Just play your fucking music, lady. Leave me alone. Anyway, alright, so somewhere near, the sleazy perv, the sleazy, check out the women as they're trying to bathe, place. There's another one of these. The third and I guess final. Which, yeah, I definitely haven't visited this one. So I'm not sure why we need to visit them at all, but, if anything happens when you visit all three, I guess it's gonna happen now. Or it happens later and it's somehow connected to, like, the what do you call them? Those magical sealed weapons that are super powerful in your second run, but in your first run serve only to make the final boss more difficult and add an extra scene. I'm guessing if you visit, that you can visit whichever one of these you want first, and you'll power up the ring there. Because they all have this little, like, sticking out over the water. Is it an isthmus? No, it's a peninsula. Sort of. Alright, well, she said to visit all of them, so I'm thinking it's connected to something later. I don't know. But, you know, it made this video run like 3 minutes longer maybe than it would have, so I think we'll all survive. And, when we come back, we need to visit Heliord. And, this is actually when she tells us to go to Kobanda Isle, the weird little Japanese fair. So we're a little bit ahead in that respect, but there is some more stuff there that I didn't do that needs to be done. Capivatorum, Rending Drop. Carol already learned that, I think. Yeah, we got more side quest stuff to do. That's I guess what I'm getting at. Probably have at least another video's worth of side quest stuff to do if we want to do everything, which is kind of the way this LP has been working, before we get to actually go to the final dungeon. And the crazy part is that when you get to the final dungeon, if we follow Draki's instructions, she has us get to the last save point in the story of the game, then turn around and leave to do more side quests. I'm not sure why you don't do them before you go in there, but regardless, I'm calling it a video. It's like I've in this weird pattern where I blame the person whose fact I'm using, like completely relying on as a crutch to play the game, and then I blame them for every aspect of the game that frustrates me in any way. So I'm a jerk. When we come back, folks, we will still be doing side quest stuff. This LP's gone to like Romance of the Three Kingdom length at this point. This might be longer than my RTK LPs. I don't think it's quite that long, but it's getting up there. But it's mostly done, folks. We are closing in on the end. I'm looking forward to this thing being over. Not because I'm not enjoying it, but I'm just like, no, at this point it'd be interesting to see how this whole thing wraps up. We'll be seeing soon enough, folks. Bye-bye for now.